Hi, I'm here today to tell you about how to import images into your slide deck programmatically using slide form. Great presentations use a lot of visuals in order to convey information. Charts and graphs, logos, pictures, and even headshots of your team members can help you get your point across. But keeping track of your images, copying them, pasting them, cropping and resizing them, and positioning them in your slide decks can be a major time sink. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to import images into your presentations automatically. We'll explore two different scenarios. One of them will import an image that you have on your local computer, and we'll also show how to import images directly from Google Drive automatically. So the first thing you need to do is to create a presentation template. Here's a template for a fake real estate management company I'm using as an example. And on the first slide, I want to show the company's logo. So I created a template that looks like this. And on the first slide where I want the logo to go, I've created what we call an image pragma. It's a placeholder for the image. Now I created a rectangular shape, and this shape has a transparent fill here and also a transparent border. This is important if you don't want anything to surround the picture in the final version. Inside the shape, I typed in curly braces to show that it's a placeholder pragma, image, colon, and then the name of the picture that I want to import. So here I'm just calling it logo for simplicity. Now you notice I have other data pragmas on this slide, and those will be filled with data from other sources. If you want to learn more about that, you can check out my other videos. Now, the other example of an image in this slide deck is on the very last page. And we have a circular image pragma here filled in with image colon local contact photo. And in the final version, what this will look like is we will fill this image in with the picture of the local contact for a particular rental property. Now, these different contact information and photos will differ depending on which property this presentation is for. So we're going to programmatically fill in these images from Google Drive using slide form automation. So let's just take a look at how we set that up. I have a Google spreadsheet here that shows the property name for each of my different properties. I'm going to create a different presentation for each one. And then I also have the name and the phone and information, and I have a link to a photo that I have saved in Google Drive. So here we see that every individual line has a different link to a different headshot in Google Drive. We're going to use this to automate our presentations. So going back to the slide template, I put in a placeholder pragma called local contact photo, and I put in all the other information that's going to be gathered from the spreadsheet. Now let's jump over to slide form and see how to set this up in the app. Here you can see my slide form screen, and I have various different projects set up in here. But here's our year in review presentation. So let's go in and edit our form. What we'll do is we will upload our Google presentation, which I've already done here, and then you'll fill in all of the pragma information. So the data pragmas are straightforward and they're covered in a different video. But if I scroll down, I'm going to see, let's take a look first at the last image pragma, which is my logo here. So you can see that I set the type to image, and then I can preset a value, and I'm going to manually enter this image. So what I do is I just upload the file to the slide form app, and then you'll be able to choose it from your local machine and upload it, and then hit save. And that's all you have to do to set up your logo in slide form. Then if we wanted to go back in and let's say rerun this or change the image, all you have to do is choose all of your uploaded images will be shown, and you can choose the correct one to display inside of this presentation. Now let's go back to the form and talk about the more complex case where you want to fill your local contact photo depending on which different property you're creating the presentation for. So for this case, you'll choose an image, pragma again, and you'll preset a value, but instead of saying that you're going to use manual entry for the data, you go ahead and choose your data source that corresponds to the Google spreadsheet. You can see that is named staff territories, which I've got open right here. So then we enter in a query, which is going to say to select the name local contact photo, what's in that data cell, where the property name is equal to the property name pragma. And we've already set the property name pragma in the very first entry here, where the user will select from a dropdown. So let's save and see how this all works. I'll click Create Presentation. Now, the first question that the user is faced with is to use the drop-down form to choose their property of interest, and we click Next. That's all we have to do, and we'll generate the presentation. All right, the presentation preview is ready. And look at this. We see our Smoky Mountain Vacation Rentals logo. It appears on the first side big, and then on the right-hand side of every single other slide perfectly. And then we see a headshot of our local manager, Jose Tirano, which corresponds to this property. So the property name was Haverty's Family Getaway. The local contact is Jose. Let's take a look and make sure that's correct. Haverty's Family Getaway is here, and Jose is the local contact, and here's his photo. So it was all filled out correctly by slide form. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and download the PDF of this presentation, export a PowerPoint, or even save the presentation to Google Docs, you can do that with just one click here in slide form. Thank you all for listening, and stay tuned for our next video.